tea parties with it. Ooh, give me some sugar. I'll get my little spoon. there we go. There's a flower. They used to make ammunition here. So there's actually ruins up the road. Also impacts these mowing. So you can see here where they've been mowed. G'day, this is New Growth and Creative Page, and I'm Matt, and welcome to my channel. And this is today going to be about vulnerable species of Grevillea. It's Grevillea juniperinea, subspecies juniperinea. Now this is quite a unique form of the species. So there are 5 forms of the species dotted around New South Wales, but this one is found in Western Sydney. So we're going to get into why it's so vulnerable, why it's so important for this species to be here, and well, yeah, get into the video. So while we're here, people who've been following me, I've actually got new merch. Yeah, this is my new symbol, which is the Grevillea that we featured in this video. So I'll show you the back. So there's the back of it. Yep. Let's give you a rundown on what this is, and that we should be growing our local species. So it promotes the page, it promotes the channel and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, deciding on what shirt to wear as well. So yeah, so it's really exciting that I got this, and yeah, it saves a lot of stress trying to pick which shirt you're gonna wear. So anyway, I'm going to pass myself over to myself, me out there having a look at this rare Grevillea and how it grows out in the wild. So anyway, see you soon. Bye. So I'm here beside Richmond Road. This is actually one of the main roads that goes out to the west, to Richmond, obviously. Here is actually a population of Grevillea juniperinea, and yeah, they're just growing along this side of this road, and that's unfortunate because a lot of these populations are found near roads where they kind of get saved because the road kind of saves them from being taken out. And on these slopes like this, you know, these plants from getting ruined and mowed. So this is why they've kind of stayed this way, not being touched. It's a very clay soil here, so these plants love the clay soil. Now this is an awesome thing, because if you want to use this in your garden and you live in Sydney, or you may live in like a clay area, then this is really a good plant for you because it can take clay soils. And most things around Sydney in the Proteaceae family won't take clay soils. They'll take sandy soils because most of Sydney is surrounded by sandstone. Sandstone means sand, so the soils are quite depleted in nutrients, where the clay here has more nutrients. Clay holds more nutrients, and this seems to actually seem to not care about the clay soils, the alluvial soils, as we should say. So yeah, this is a great population. We'll have a look what we've got here on the side of the road. There's definitely other stuff here, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, but unfortunate because the road there is actually a new development, and it's not great. All that being, well, I'll show you. It's just over there. It's not great that that's all getting turned into houses like that. So yeah. Anyway, let's have a little look around, eh? You can see what I mean with the soil here. Very clayey. Most of the Cumberland Plain is alluvium. There we go, there's some clay there. We've got some Virginia Hederaceae growing around here, which is pretty cool. And here we've got the Grevillea itself. This is quite a young plant. There is quite a lot of young plants here. There's all little babies just down there. We've got an adult one, and that one's actually flowering. It's actually got a flower here. There we go. That's pretty cool. Nice. You can see like kind of the green stigmas at the end, sort of that dirty green. And here we go. Here's some more. They are prickly, but they're not that prickly, you know what I mean? I can still hold it. They do hurt a little bit, but I don't see what the idea is. Some people don't like prickly plants. There we go, look. Here's a baby one coming up. And there's another little one, really small baby one, just there coming up. So there's definitely a seed bank here of them. And it's been only a couple of years, and they've actually been coming up. A lot have been coming up since we've had fires out here. So that's maybe an indication that they will germinate after fires, even not being directly in the fire, but maybe the smoke. We had some fires out in Castle Ray recently, and you see this. Someone's property here, it's growing on someone's property there. See, this person has cows, and the cows don't touch them because they're prickly. So yeah, they're prickly for a reason, guys. Here we go. This is really rocky. You can see there's all bits of rock here, all just bits of rock in amongst the clay. So there is a bit of drainage here, but definitely gets wet, this soil. Here we go. Here's some more. And they're just all dotted around this, along this main road. And you can see over the road, there's the housing. That's a new development. That used to be cow paddocks as well, just like this one here. But in between, you get these remnants. And this is unfortunate with this Grevillea, that you only find it in remnant bushland. And there's not a lot of remnant bushland left. It's actually 8%. 8%, guys. So yeah, that's not great for the common plain. Like, this is why I chose this plant for my channel to be its symbol, because it is like rare, like almost endangered. It's vulnerable. It's not quite there, but it could be if we keep making houses and pushing more bushland to the brink. Because I mean, what if they want to actually expand this road and take out this bit here? There'd be nothing left. There's got to be more ways of protecting these plants. And there's a lot of mosses up here as well, and lichens. I've been seeing a lot of lichens and mosses, which is good. Good indication of those biofilms on the ground. Here we go. We've actually got a really gnarly old Grevillea juniperina, and it's got some lichen on the stem. So it's been here for a long time. These plants are probably pushing more than 20, maybe 40 years old. It really depends on how long this population's been here. I mean, as long as this road bank, sorry, there's a web on there. As long as this road bank is, it's been long since this bank was here, because they do tend to germinate on very disturbed soil. So yeah, they generally will germinate on disturbed soil. I'm just looking, there's just seedlings everywhere. There's a seedling there, and it's the gravels. It's like almost gravelly here as well. So there is a bit of drainage here, but primarily clay. But the more I go this way, the more I find. There is a lot of, this is an African species of grass. I'll put the name up. I think it's African bluegrass or something like that. That's obviously been coming in. And see, here's an old, I think that was an old acacia. There are acacia longifolia here, and also acacia, some other acacias as well. There's also eucalyptuses, but there's also a lot of pea family type, Fabaceae family type things. It's crazy. And then you've got these alluvial gravel bits. We got a small eucalyptus cribra with some gall on it. Some wicked gall, man. Yeah, and then you got some African grass there. Not very highly palatable. What do we got here? Another baby one. Looks like it's been munched on. And it's just so many on this bank. Yeah, I mean, what do you want? Do you want things like this? Like, this is a very important plant. It has flowers for nectar feeding birds, but also for insects, mainly butterflies, because the tube of the flower is quite long. So you need quite a long tongue or some sort of proboscis to get down there and pollinate it. You know, a lickitung Pokemon or something to get in there. So, yeah. I mean, I should do a War on Weeds episode here, but this is Opuntia. This is a weedy Opuntia. Brought here prickly pear. Fruits are edible, so people eat them. Yeah, so that unfortunately has become a weed, and it's so impossible to get rid of. Look at those sparks. Damn, like needles, they'll get in your skin. When I was a kid, I actually fell into a small bed of Opuntia, different species, but it was I didn't have a good time. Let's just say that. You want a good time, you know that? Yeah, you don't want a bad time. So anyway, let's digress. Acacia longifolia growing amongst these grevilleas. Sorry about the road, but not ready yet in terms of the flowers. I don't know if you can see them. They're getting ready in that where the leaf meets the petiole. So just coming out of that petiole where the leaf emerges from the stem, and so they're getting some flowers there. They're getting all ready to knock off. Here's a bit of a truck. There's rubbish everywhere. You left your L plate here, mate. There's some bottles. In New South Wales, there's actually collecting like bottles and cans and stuff. We get paid for it, a couple of cents, but yeah, no, it's a good incentive. So coming along here and getting some of the bottles would be necessary, because dumping rubbish isn't great onto native flora either. Here we got glycine. Got some glycine here. There we go. Oh yeah! Little climbing pea. Nice little mauve to a bit of white on the banner. And you get those keels. They're the ones that are poking out there, and the banner is the one that's the big, got two lobes on it. They're sort of at the back of the flower there, and it's a quite common species, glycine. There's a leaf, trifoliate leaf, typical sort of Fabaceae pea family flower. More acacia longifolia. Here's acacia. Oh, what acacia is this? I keep forgetting. Floribunda or something like that? I could be wrong. It's a very common species. There's just more Grevillea. Here's an older Grevillea. They get really big. I'm gonna keep going. And yeah. Also impacts these, mowing. So you can see here where they've been mowed. You can see where the Grevillea actually stops. And it does not, I have seen no seedlings here, because it's constantly mowed along this road. So mowing isn't great for native plants. They don't like it. So yeah, not a great thing to do. This one looks like it's got some scale on it. There we go. Got some scale on it. Interesting. So they do suffer from scale like a lot of other plants. And he's a big one. He's a big one. He's an old one. Old boy. Old boy or old girl. Really big. And there we go. There's the flower. I'll talk more about the flower once I get... There's some ants there. Look at that. I mean, this size of bush can actually give you shelter for birds. That's the beauty of these being spiny. A lot of predators can't get in there. And especially cats, you know, any predators like foxes and stuff like that. So yeah. And then you've got, over the road, here's some housing development. Encroaching. Yep. What do you want? You want that? Or do you want a rare plant that provides, you know, animals shelter, food, and it just boggles me. We need to sort of integrate bushland into places like this. I think I've gone too far. We're gonna go back now. But yeah, I think that's it, really. There's all these lichens as well, as I was saying before, on the rocks. There we go. Nice little lichen there. Another one there. There. And then this other dry one. It's very dry, but once it rains, the water will fill up its vessels, and then it'll expand and turn nice limey green. So it's all over this. It's like a crust. Look, it's like a crust, living crust on this alluvial shale, and it kind of helps, I reckon. Like the lichens catch things, the mosses. So a lot of seeds will fall into the moss and provide a bit of a little damp space when it rains. So it gets a bit, keeps the ground a bit moister for longer, and then you can get these. That's why I think all these seedlings are coming up. They're kind of been anchored down by these mosses and all these lichens in there. So I think it does help the germination of some plants here, particularly maybe the Grevillea. But yeah, they definitely like disturbed soils. And you're probably thinking, what can I do to actually to help? Well, maybe, you know, join your local bush regen, you know, club or meeting, and get out there and pull some weeds out, look after these remnants, because it's all that we've got left. And you know, we could turn into all that, or we could just leave what we have and integrate it somehow. I mean, we're not going to keep everything for houses, but we'll keep conserve these areas. Local councils, local government, even federally. I mean, this is federally listed as vulnerable. So, and there's a lot of other plants in the common plain that's added to the list. I mean, only 8% of the common plain is left. Now you get all these crumbs that need saving, because it's not just housing, it's also weeds as well. I mean, this is why I'm doing a War on Weeds episodes, which is a series I'm doing currently at the moment. If you haven't checked them out, check those videos out. But managing the weeds, managing the feral animals, managing the way we build houses, like building houses that look like, you know, you could shake your neighbor's hand, really.
Hey, what you doing?
It's dinner. You have to come now. Oh, sorry, mate. I'm gonna go. Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll see you later. Yeah, see you later, mate. Bye. Come on. Where's your dad? Stop talking. Excuse me. I'm trying to sell this house to my client. Can you please, like, guys, keep it down? No, I won't keep it down. I go now. Okay, I want to go now. Oh, I might just, like, buy that land up, bulldoze that. So I'm currently in Widamata National Park. Thankfully, this is a place where this Grevillea can grow without being affected by anything really, housing or they do have weed management here, so it's good. So they do keep these populations quite safe. And yeah, it's good to have national parks and to have these spaces where you can come in and actually see these plants in habitat and appreciate their glory. I just went past a big kangaroo. I'll just probably put that little footage in. I didn't give him eye contact because that sends him off a bit. If you give him eye contact, I didn't want to scare him off. He was laying down and having a good time. Don't want to disrupt his little afternoon resting. So anyway, there is some individuals here to look at. So we'll try to find a flower, or maybe a fruit. We can talk about that. The fruit. Now I'll talk about the flowers. I'll put a picture up on the flowers because we're just kind of reaching the end of its flowering time. So usually April's usually the time when I think at the end they stop flowering. But yeah, the flowers, I'll put the picture up on the right here. And yeah, so the flowers are actually with this subspecies. Now subspecies obviously it is not quite the species. It has a few different characteristics that might be slightly different than the species. So Juniperina, variety Juniperina. So this actually has a flower that's different to cream. It can be a little bit greeny. Yeah, cream to almost green. And yeah, so that's what that's different to the Cumberland Plain, subspecies here. So, and here's the capsule after the flower. We have the capsule, and you can see the petiole. The seeds came out of this little capsule, and there would have been, I think there's only one seed in there. There could be two. I could be wrong. I don't know how many ovaries there is. I think there's only one ovary in this capsule, and yeah, stigma or the style is still present even after it turns into a seed pod. So there you go. It's like a little spoon. You could like play tea parties with it. Ooh, give me some sugar. Oh, I'll get my little spoon. So yeah, so yeah, there we go. There's some more. There's two. So obviously two from that flower. So you would have had more heads, more heads in this flower, and usually they're yeah, clusters of flowers, and your typical Grevillea flower with that style that sticks out. It's quite prominent. So yeah, it's great to see them here being preserved. It is very good what they're doing here in national parks and taking care of not just the Grevillea but a lot of the Cumberland Plain here. There's a lot of rare stuff as well. Yeah, they're managing quite well, and this actually used to be and part of the they used to make ammunition here. So there's actually ruins up the road here that's from those times when they were making ammunition here. So a little bit of history there. And now it's just turned into a park, and now you can come here, go for a run, go for a walk, go for a bike ride, enjoying all the scenery here. So quite quiet at the moment, no one really here, which that's okay. But yeah, anyway, yeah, there's the flower of it and why it's so different from the regular. So yeah, so before we go, you're probably thinking, what can I do directly or indirectly helping these Grevilleas? Well, what you could do is you could volunteer at the national parks. You could do some national park work with national parks. That's one option. You could join a bush regen group where you can actually help control weeds and control areas where this Grevillea might be, or a species that may be in trouble in your area as well. It's not just the common plain in Sydney. There are other places where we do have these vulnerable plants as well. So it's always good to keep aware of what's going on in your local area. And you know, you can donate to some of the places that do support and help the conservation of these areas, which is really good. So you can make a donation, something indirectly that will do a good impact. Also, you can grow it in your garden. You can go and have it in your garden. If it's in your local area, it'll adapt to your soils. To adapt to the climate here. It'll grow really well. It'll bring the pollinators that are associated with this plant. You can watch it grow and learn about it firsthand. You don't have to come out here all the time. You can come and look at it in garden and see what it brings in. See what insects and birds and that. Being a very beneficial plant itself, it's a great plant to have for birds and insects and mammals and everything else. So yeah, there's some options on what you can do to help save this species or species that may be in your area. And also have a look at some of the local nurseries. The council nurseries may sell these plants. You could try some of the specialized nurseries that may be in your area that may stock rare and endemic plants. And yeah, you can go from there and, you know, help save this plant. So, and other plants as well. So anyway, I feel like I talked too much. I'm gonna wrap up this video and I hope you enjoyed it. You should give it a like and maybe subscribe to grow this channel. I'd really like to get some more people to more about plants. And if you find yourself coming back, you should subscribe. It just only you know, helps me out. I can make more content. It makes me want to make more content. I love this anyway, so I'm gonna make content anyway. But definitely do subscribe. And I'm gonna get cozy and warm. So I'll see you guys later. See you later. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.